Good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital desk. We're going to be taking you into the Cuyahoga County, Cleveland Municipal Court here. This is for the alleged carjackers that at gunpoint held up an Ohio State coach who was visiting Ginn Academy. They carjacked him. All total, there were 4 teenagers. 2 of them are 18, Jabrian Howard, 18 of Euclid, and Henry Wallace, 18 of Bedford Heights. Let's take you into the arraignment. While we're waiting for this to begin, just to give you some more of the details, this happened on Monday at about 2 in the afternoon. Again, this was an Ohio State coach that was up here in Cleveland in the Glenville neighborhood visiting Ginn Academy. The Ginn Academy producing some incredible students, some incredible athletes, so it's no shock that Ohio State had coaches, whether this was a recruiting trip. And here we go.
Andrea Nelson Moore is now presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Will the attorneys please the names on the record, please?
Christine Pesho from the County Prosecutor's Office, 0067957. Good morning, Judge. Good morning. Susan Oates, behalf of the City of Cleveland. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Joseph Gersh, Public Defender's Office.
Good morning.
You may be seated. Your Honor, call the first case, Mr. Jabrian Howard has 2 counts of aggravated robbery, 1 with the high bond request. He is demanding.
Your Honor, the demand date is December 26, 2023. Due to the holiday. Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Counselor Gerst, on behalf of the defendant.
Thanks, Judge. We're going to demand a preliminary hearing. We've discussed the no contact order. He does have a stable residence, resides with family, never had a criminal conviction. We do request a reasonable bond at this time.
Thank you. On behalf of the state.
Your Honor, I am reiterating the high bond request from Detective Pelosi in this matter. I'm sure you've read that to know that this is not only one of the ag robberies, but several that he's being investigated and being part of. This is a 3 and a 3 on the PSA. He is 18 years old. He does have an open case in Euclid, CRB 23-00831 for obstruction of official business. This is alleged to have occurred on 12/11/23 at Ginn Academy. It's alleged that the defendant in this matter, with 2 juveniles and another adult, did brandish a firearm and stole a vehicle from the victim in this matter. 2 other ag robberies occurred shortly thereafter with the described stolen Durango and the identified occupants. Based on all these facts and the facts that are laid out in the high bond request, I'm asking for at least a $500,000 cash surety bond in this matter.
Thank you.
And I believe the firearm was found on this defendant upon arrest.
All right. defendant does score a 3 and a 3 on the public safety assessment report for new criminal activity as well as failure to appear. And Madam Prosecutor, just so I'm clear, are you asking for $500,000 bonds on each matter?
Are you referring to the codependent?
He has two head robberies.
Oh, he has 2 charged in this case on 12/11.
No, it looks like one is from 11/1/2023, and the other is from 12/11/2023.
I see that matter, Your Honor, on 11/1/23, that it's alleged that the defendant did approach a male who was in his automobile at an ATM taking his money out. It's alleged that the defendant opened the door, brandished a handgun, and ordered the male to give him money. I would ask again for $500,000 cash surety bond in this matter as well, knowing that there's multiple cases coming and being investigated with this defendant.
Thank you. As to case ending in 9314, bond will be set in the amount of $250,000. Cash surety. There is a no contact order. So, Mr. Howard, you are not to have any contact. I'm not sure which is the victim in this matter. Are the initials LG or KB for the 11-1?
I believe the 12/11/23 matter is the victim is KB.
Okay. Thank you. So, Mr. Howard, in connection with this case, you are not to have any contact with the victim. Initials are KB. That means you're not to call, text, send letters, contact them on social media. You may not go near their home, school, business, place of employment, or any other place that they're likely to be. You cannot have anyone do any of these things on your behalf either. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to case ending in 9732, bond is going to be set in the amount of $400,000. Cash surety. In that matter, Mr. Howard, you are not to have any contact with the victim whose initials are LG. Once again, you cannot call, text, send letters, contact them on social media, cannot go near their home, school, business, place of employment, or any other place they may likely be, nor shall you have anyone do anything for you that you are unable to do for yourself. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're all set?
$400,000 and $250,000. Step out, sir.
So this is the end of the first arraignment. Keep in mind there were 4 individuals involved in this. 2 of them were juveniles, just 17 and 15. So we should be seeing Henry Wallace should be next. He was also involved in the carjacking, alleged carjacking of the Ohio State coach visiting Ginn Academy. You heard from the state in reference to the Dodge Durango that was stolen, and here we get Henri. Here we go.
behalf of defendant.
Thanks, Your Honor. We're going to demand a preliminary hearing. We've discussed the no contact order. She is gainfully employed full-time. She has a safe, stable residence, resides with her family. She has no prior failure to appearance and no prior convictions. We do request a reasonable bond at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the state.
Your Honor, the demand date will be December 26, 2023. This is a co-defendant in this matter that occurred on 12/11/2023 at Ginn Academy. It's again alleged that 2 juveniles and 2 adult males, this being one of them, brandished a firearm and stole a Dodge Durango. It's also alleged that this same defendant with his co-defendants committed several other aggravated robberies shortly thereafter with this same Dodge Durango, and they were described as the same occupants who committed those cases. Those are being investigated at this time and will be forthcoming. This defendant scores a 4 and a 2 on the PSA. He has a pending ag theft in CR 684023 in Cuyahoga County. He has no other record to speak of, but again, he is only 18 years old. Based on the score, the pending theft, and the safety of the community in this matter, I would ask for a high bond. I would ask for at least $150,000 cash surety bond in this matter.
And just to be clear, Madam Prosecutor, we're talking about defendant Wallace. I have this as a female.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anrie, A-N-Y-R-I-E.
Yes,
On the bottom.
at the bottom, yes.
Thank you. I apologize. You're right.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm looking at the right PSA. So, defendant Wallace scores a 4 and a 2 on the public safety assessment report for new criminal activity, as well as failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $100,000, cash surety. And there is a no contact order. Was that signed by your client, Counselor Gers? Because I don't have it. They have to bring it down? So you're not to have any contact with the victim in this matter. You cannot call, text, send letters, contact them on social media, nor can you go to their home, school, business, place of employment, or any other place they're likely to be found. You also cannot have anyone do any of the things that you're prohibited from doing on your behalf. You understand?
Yes.
All right. You're all set. Have a good day.
And there we get our second defendant in the carjacking, Henri Wallace, a young woman just 18 years of age. And I believe that's going to do it for our defendants here in this case. As you heard by the state, they are alleging that after the 4 individuals, they were all teenagers, 2 18-year-olds, the 2 we saw today there, as well as a 17-year-old juvenile and a 15-year-old juvenile that are also in custody. It's alleged that after they carjacked the Ohio State coach at the Ginn Academy and took his Dodge Durango, that they then went on a crime spree where they were using that gun that was found on Jabrian Wallace. That was Jabrian Howard, I'm sorry, the first defendant that we saw, that they used that gun to rob and steal from several others that are being investigated by detectives. That's why they were requesting high bonds. For Howard, he gets $650,000, $400,000 for the carjacking, and then $250,000 on a previous aggravated robbery case. And then Henri Wallace, she gets $100,000. She also has a pending aggravated theft charge. You heard from the state that detectives asked for a high bond because they think this group has been involved in several armed robberies. We heard that according to the state, Howard was involved in a robbery at an ATM with a gun where he walked up to an individual getting money out of an ATM and allegedly asked him for money or demanded money from that man at the ATM. So very interesting case here to see that this may have been a crime spree, a rampage after allegedly carjacking that Ohio State coach. So we're going to follow this case obviously as it goes through the system, but obviously we'll have much more on this coming up in our later newscasts. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be right here on our digital center. Otherwise, we have our 11 o'clock news coming up on CW43, then our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CT